Oh, yeah, thank you. This is Cal Gajraj's first time at It's Happening Out. You've done Q News tonight.
And I did
tonight,
Gay Town Hall last week.
Yeah.
So it's exciting. Making my rounds.
Yeah.
Pouring it out, Cal.
You're
Pouring it out.
becoming a real whore.
Yeah.
I thought only Josie and I did that. Right? And Jasmine Price Lords, the new house mother at the House of
Yes.
Lords.
Wow. Lord.
So can I say something? Do you guys know that I'm a member of the House of Lords?
I did not know.
I am.
You are?
Yes, he is. So we're like family at this table right now.
Is there like an application? Like, are you guys on Indeed
No,
or
you have to
LinkedIn
be
or?
inducted.
Yeah.
Lord,
You
you
have
have to
to
think you're
You have to
fabulous,
walk.
right,
You have
Totally.
to walk.
Roger, Yasmin.
Well, I'm going to have some difficulty tonight talking over these people. Good evening, America, and welcome to Happening Out, the world's most popular live gay television talk show. It's 8 p.m., Wednesday, April 7th, 2021. And I'm your anchor, Al Ferguson. Let's get started right away by meeting tonight's host at It's Happening Out. First off, welcome Faye What?
That's me.
She is a radio personality and has the popular blog and YouTube channel called Faye What? She's a hostess and MC for many South Florida events, host of Unity Coalition's TV show, UCTV, and is also the anchor of the travel news show, Happening Out Travel. Sounds busy as all fuck to me. Welcome, Faye.
You said the F word.
I know. Wow.
Exactly.
We can't get away
Good
with that.
Now, next up, this is Chef Josie. She is a
Oh.
Bravo TV top chef and the master of the popular Champagne and Oyster Celebration restaurant. And by the way, it's become the most popular, I think, on Welton Drive. Bubbles and Pearls. It's right in the heart of the famous Welton Drive. Welcome, Chef Josie.
Hey, everybody. What's going on?
Hi.
Guys? All
And
right.
sitting next to me, my partner in crime, this is Tony Lima. He is the Chief Operating Officer of Ariana Center, Trans-Latina Florida, one of the nation's most important trans rights and support not-for-profits. He is also a longtime South Florida LGBTQ activist, advocate, and political operative. And by the way, here's breaking news. He is the anchor of the upcoming first of its kind weekly live trans talk show called Translation.
Yes.
Welcome, Tony.
Excited. Thank you for having me. It's going to be such an amazing show, and we've assembled a spectacular cast of trans leaders, really representing the entire community. It's going to be everything.
Wow.
So
It's
wait
going to
for
be
it.
fun.
That's great.
And we did a big story tonight at Queer News Tonight on pose. How appropriate. Because next up is Jasmine Price Lords. She is known as the plus-size Barbie and the bearded beauty. She has been performing for over 10 years, which by the way means she's a little old, and is the new Florida mother of the iconic House of Lords here in South Florida. You can catch her at in her newest hosting gig at Georgie's Alibi on Saturday nights. Welcome, Jasmine, your first appearance here at It's Happening Out.
Thank you. I haven't had my cherry pops in a very long time, so I'm excited.
Child, don't tempt me now. All right, and next up is Cal Gajraj. He is an award-winning international marketing and public relations consultant helping both nonprofit and for-profit organizations. He is anchor on Queer News Tonight, the world's first and only daily LGBTQ news show. Welcome, Cal.
Thank you.
Hey, Cal.
And if everyone is going, gosh, this looks a little different, it is. Remember, we had a dramatic event in spring of 2020 with COVID, and we have been socially isolated and distanced ever since. Tonight is the first time we come back to the kitchen table. So it's going to be really great and exciting. And you'll see notices through the show about that. So good evening, America. We are the first and most popular live LGBTQ talk show in the world. So much to talk about. Next on It's Happening Out.
This week on It's Happening Out. Join us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. It all starts right now, live on It's Happening Out.
Well, you are watching a live, unedited LGBTQ talk show, so anything can happen here tonight. If you're on YouTube, make sure to subscribe and click the bell for updates. And if you're on Facebook, like and share the video. Start a watch party if you'd like. Let's begin with the unique meme of the week. We have for 2.5 years started every episode of It's Happening Out with a meme, and this week it's called Who Remembers? And let's watch it. Oh, whore remembers. Whore members.
Oh my God.
Who remembers?
You know, that happens to me all the time because, you know, I rescue pups. So I'll put who rescued who. And then somebody will tell me, yeah, you're a whore. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like,
Are
wait a
these
minute.
friends? Like,
Yeah.
who's saying this kind of stuff?
Well,
My family members.
that's funny because it's true.
Oh, that's true
funny.
too.
Yeah, I definitely saw this earlier this week, and I was like, "Oh, that definitely read whore." And I was like, "Ooh."
I
Guilty.
didn't. No, I was like, who remembers?
No.
Yeah, it's why in hashtags you always do capital letters for every one of the
Right.
words to try to help that situation. All right,
for
well,
whore members.
it's time for Al to take a drink. It's my favorite part of the show. Let's play our yes or no game called I'd Swallow That. We invite you at home to play right along with us as I ask these hosts 4 questions. If they agree with the question, they are going to take the vodka shot that's sitting in front of them. If they disagree, well, it's going to be a very long night for everybody. That's happening out. So are we ready?
Ready.
Then let's
Ready.
play I'd Swallow That. Question number 1. One of America's largest LGBTQ events has been canceled because of COVID-19 and for a second consecutive year. I'd swallow that. Gay Days at Disney World made the right decision to cancel 2021. What do y'all think? First weekend in June? Ooh, that's unanimous and quick, and I can't tell it's because we like the vodka so much, or
That was
Great.
what do y'all think?
Come on, for safety reasons, why not? You know, I mean, they postponed it. By the time it does come around, it's going to be the biggest weekend ever, and everybody will be vaccinated or protected, and all those safety precautions won't be as needed as it would be right now. So I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's responsible for Gay Days and the organizers to take lead on this, because I know that we're all thinking about jumping back into the
Yeah.
bars and getting back to our lives. But, you know, there are strains out there. There are variants of COVID, and we just don't need to do this all over again if we didn't learn anything the first time, right?
And I think there's also a hesitation with a lot of organizations that don't want to necessarily be the first to come out and do something like this. Whereas before, everyone wanted to be the first to do something. I think there's that little hesitance.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
pressure.
Yeah.
But we have to be safe above all.
Absolutely.
We have to be safe, and we have to make sure that we have this thing eradicated before we move on and start having these monster events.
You know, it's very funny. Tonight in Queer News Tonight, Faye did a story of Gay 8 and Gay
Ocho.
Ocho. In 2 days, they're having the first in-person...
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
Yes.
sorry, in-person cocktail party.
Oh, wow.
I was thinking exactly what you said. We did it as a news story, not because there was this cocktail party, a mixer, but we did it because they had planted the flag and said, okay, we're getting ready to start now. Vaccines are moving along, so we're going to have an in-person event. And what you just said washed over me of, well, somebody's got to start.
Yeah.
And that's...
I know they just announced this week that they're starting to allow people to take their masks off for photos at the park. So it's little by little is progress, but we do have to stay safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, like Hal said, it's tied into Disney, guys. So they've got to like elevate everything. You know,
Right.
they've got to make sure they're on point. They're not going to be messing
Yeah.
around.
Let me make sure and say on behalf of It's Happening Out and everybody at the Happening Out television network, we are gigantic supporters of Chris Manley and Gay Days. 100,000 people are affected by this decision for the second year in a row. Just take faith that when you return the first weekend in June
We're all-
2022,
we're booking.
we're all
We're all going.
We are there.
I'm not married that
Exactly. All right, let's move on to question number 2. A new report shows that this sector of LGBTQ bars may not survive at all. And not just because of COVID-19. I'd swallow that. In the future, I believe we are going to lose all of our lesbian bars in America. What do y'all think? Ooh, painful. One of the lesbians say yes, one says no.
Listen, I'm on the fence. I mean, I hope and pray that somebody will come on up and Henrietta Hudson's will conglomerate and have 15 locations all over the country and we'll be good, But history has not deemed that, we have been able to stay with many lesbian bars.
What's going on?
Well, let's be honest. It's you don't go out.
We don't go out. We go out with, no. I go out with all the gay boys. All the rest of the
I can
lesbians
assure
usually.
you, Faye goes
Well,
out.
Faye
and
goes out.
Josie
No,
goes
of course.
out. I assure you.
seen
I
them
go out. I go out.
Did you just say lesbianist?
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Let's be honest.
Let's be honest.
Let's be honest. No, but where do me and Josie go? Predominantly, we go to gay
You
boy
play-
places.
right, you play with the gay boys. That's
Because
true.
we don't got too many other places to go to.
Hey, I heard, by the way, a little bird told me that you're participating in a new lesbian event. And tell us about what's going on.
Yeah, so I'm going to be one of the resident DJs on Sunday. It's going to be a night dedicated to the ladies, and it's going to start as a tea dance, and it's going to invite all our friends, but it's predominantly for the women.
Where is it
And,
going to be?
At Cubs. It's a speakeasy located in Wilton Manors,
Ooh.
inside of Holy Mackerel. So you might
Now, the
think-
boys can come if we want.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean,
course.
you're coming to see
always
me
come.
for sure. You know what I mean?
Josie, please tell us your DJ name. Please.
Oh yeah. So I turn into someone else when I'm on the
Drag
turntables.
queen.
Okay.
Totally.
And I like to be referred to as Lady Snack Daddy.
Lady Snack Daddy.
That sounds like her drag name. I love it.
Even though you're new, that's really cool. Even though your new event on Sunday nights is designed for the ladies, I'm sure all of the ladies at this table, which is virtually everyone, by the way,
there.
will be joining.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to question number 3. Is a new Netflix-type media platform forming in America? Scripted dramas, comedy shows, they are proving to be more than, well, I'd swallow that. Grindr's Gag Reflex comedy show will be successful for gay community entertainment. They're going to scripted and entertainment programming on Grindr. Will it be successful?
On Grindr?
On Grindr.
Everybody's on
They're
Grindr
doing
already.
scripted drama.
I don't know what that looks like, but I'm here for it.
Tinder was doing something very similar a few months back where there would be like a swipe surge, but you had to watch like a pre-produced and scripted program first, and then you could involve yourself in the program in some capacity. So I think this makes a lot of sense.
I'm to be honest with you, I'm a little scared about this decision at Grindr in terms of it becoming so popular, because 3 out of 4 times when I'm trying to talk to Tony and I'm texting him, I can't get him off Grindr. This is one more reason.
We're on Scruff, Al.
Oh,
It's
I
different.
forgot.
Oh my God, get it
It's on
straight.
Scruff.
Get it right.
Tony Meat Bus.
And I really don't want to download another streaming app.
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
seem-
you're not on Grindr?
No,
Oh, come on. We've seen you.
If you're on Grindr, yeah.
Only on
Why are you
Sunday.
putting my business yeah.
I'm on ChristianMingle.com.
ChristianMingle.com. Got it.
only.
Got it. Yeah. You and your friends at Liberty University, I'm sure. All right, let's move on. Question number 4. Vaccine segregation. Man, are we going to be talking about this for the next 6 months? What choices do you make when you are vaccinated? And what's next? I'd swallow that. I'm happy to be back at the It's Happening Out kitchen table. Really, everybody is happy. Oh, that surprises me.
This is so nice that we can
This is
actually
nice.
talk to each other,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
have like this discourse, which is why people watch our show. They want to see us interact. They want to learn about our opinions, who we are, what we stand for. So this helps. I love it.
Yeah, and a lot of things, especially like with for me doing drag during this whole situation, not being able to connect with another human being and vibe off that energy, you just get a whole different
It is
type
energy,
of
isn't it?
production. You know, you
Yeah.
sit with these people, have this conversation, look you in the eyes, and like you can vibe off that, and you get a different product. And I think that's what people miss, and
What's
especially
better
coming to
than
the shows.
a house party where you're sitting around a table or
And
a sofa group and you're just interacting and talking
And
with your
just talking
friends?
with
Here's
each
what's
other.
going on
Adding
in the
tequila
world.
to that same situation.
Yeah, and you have vodka shots.
I need another shot.
No, and let's be honest. You know, even though we let's be honest again. Let's be honest. Like, come on, guys. You know, everybody's been hanging around kitchen tables with your groups of pods of friends, okay?
Yeah.
And that's what's been going on. And we can pretend like we're all social distancing with our families,
all the time,
whatever, all the time, you know. It's like it's just not reality. And so I'm just happy to, you know, be back to being human with each other.
Yeah.
This is historic for us. We've done It's Happening Out for over 2.5 years now. This is the first time, and in fact, that's why I was surprised that you took the shot, because for Josie and I, really, this is kind of sentimental for us, because in April of 2020, we were at the World AIDS Museum where we broadcast. We were there that evening where one of our hosts, Ron Bruneski, had COVID. We didn't know it. We were sitting around the table. Josie got COVID. Now, we're not saying that Ron spread it, but it could have been, and it doesn't really even matter. And she went into 60-some days of quarantine because of COVID. The entire cast, all of executive production had to be in emergency COVID testing long before testing was even available.
Wow.
We called in some secret kind of relationships to do those COVID testing. And our world fell apart. So tonight is the first time you and I are back together since that moment. Honestly, even me saying this, I kind of choke up a little about it.
So are either one of you scared at all? Do you feel super comfortable?
No,
That's awesome.
I'm from my seat. No, I'm not, and I'm celebrating the fact of exactly what this represents. Our world must move forward. It must move forward.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And that's what we're saying tonight. It's a beautiful moment, actually. All right. Whew, I got to breathe here for a moment. Thinking of Ron Bruneski. Exactly. I'm thinking of Ron Bruneski and all of us at It's Happening Out are. Well, at It's Happening Out, we like to bring attention of our LGBTQ community to the best thing of the week. And we watch all kinds of things and we think, oh, that's very interesting. This week, the best thing of the week is called Unclench. And I haven't seen this. So watch this right along with us.
Hey, bitch. Somebody told me that you were having a shitty day, and I can tell. I mean, obviously, you're slouching. Sit the fuck up, please. Unclench your jaw. Let's do a deep breath, you know, in the nose, out the mouth. Classic. Understand something, my friend. Every day is just a breath, bitch. The sun comes up, the world inhales. The sun goes down, the world exhales. You can't do anything in a breath but live. So you might as well enjoy the rest of your day and fuck it up. Make the most of it, please. Thank you.
That
is great.
Somebody told me that you were having a shitty day, and I can
take a breath.
We all have
And fuck it up, it's okay. You know what I mean?
Is anyone clenched right now?
I was clenched when you set this up, and now I totally unclenched.
Yeah,
I don't know if anyone saw me unclenched, right?
I thought that's what the vodka was for.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
real. I'm like having hot
by the
flashes
way.
of the vodka now, okay?
Yeah. The sun's going to rise and the sun's going to set no matter what we do.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Is
Yep.
that true? That's true. Yeah. All right. Well, anything else you want to say about unclenched? Faye, are you able to unclench?
I'm always clenching like 100, like all day, every
Well,
day.
I-
I'm like,
I-
when I unclench, like diamonds fall out my butt. So
That's the diamond's fault, girl. I'll be there to mine them. Let's
Wait,
get it.
I've
Our
picked them up. I can
executive producer is telling me on line 2 is Teresa, your
Can't do
wife.
anything in a breath but live.
She has a few comments about clench. All right.
Ma'am.
I'm like, hi, Teresa.
Well, let's move on to our segment called What's on Your Mind. Each host is getting ready to tell us in just 30 seconds what is important to them this week. It allows us to touch base with them. But remember, in just 30 seconds, or you're going to hear, you ready, Faye? You're going to hear this bell.
I hate that bell. I dream about that bell. I have nightmares about that bell.
Exactly. Well, let's go to you first.
Oh,
then.
what's on
Faye,
my
what's
mind?
on your mind?
Okay, here's what's on my mind, guys. So I spoke to a family member that I haven't in a long time, and she said to me, wow, so you're not married yet. I mean, so you don't have any kids of your own. And I said, no, I'm gay. I've told you that, all right? So why can't family members understand? No, I was never raped as a child. No, no man broke my heart. I dated men. They bored me. A blowjob and a sandwich, and they were happy. Very boring. I am gay AF. I will always be gay AF, no matter what. You call me today, you call me in a week, you call me in a year. No kids are gonna come out of my vagina, and I will still be gay. Thank you. That's what's on my mind.
Wow.
Thank you.
Job and a sandwich.
I mean, those are my two favorite things.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
That's me.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
I feel
gay
seen.
AF. Right. All right. Chef Josie, what's on your mind this week?
You know, this is what's really crazy. I came in here so super psyched because, guys, this is like my second DJ gig that I've received in like a month, you know, and it's just like a testament to you just keep doing things in your life and keep yourself inspired because there's nobody else's responsibility to keep you inspired, you know, and you keep on living life. You wake up when like, why do you wake up? That's why I wake up, to do what I want to do, to live the life I want to live, to create the life I want to live, and to like be a contribution.
That is awesome. I can hear the enthusiasm in your voice there. I love that. And Tony Lima, what's on your mind this week?
What's on my mind? So as every Tuesday on Queer News Tonight, we talked to Dr. Howard Grossman, and he said something last night that I haven't been able to forget. He talked about how people are refusing to get the vaccine. And I have that problem in my family, like my sister-in-law, my brother, my nephew refused to get the vaccine for various reasons. And I think it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. If we have a chance to eradicate this virus, to get rid of it and to move on with our lives, let's get the freaking vaccine. Let's just do it. So everyone out there that's watching IHO tonight, get your vaccine. Read up, educate yourself, and get vaccinated.
All right. Very good. And Jasmine, what's on your mind this week?
I mean, kind of piggybacking off of what Tony just said, for me, it's I got vaccinated today, and you know, just the thought of like getting back to normal and us getting back to like a place where we can actually hug each other and not have to worry about like, are you a hugger, are you not, where do you feel? I'm just, you know, being a Latin person in this community, I was raised very touchy-feely, and like to not have that, it's kind of emotional. So to have that thought that, you know, we're getting there, we're almost there, hope is like right around the corner, that's really what's been weighing heavy on my mind. Like I haven't seen my mom in over a year. You know, she's in her 60s. She recently got diagnosed with breast cancer. And as much as I would love to go see her, it's not the right time. So now I'm close.
Yeah.
Good.
I can hear that in your voice also. And Cal, what's on your mind this week?
Well, I think with today being World Health Awareness Day, I think about like where we were a year ago and where we are now. And even though there are a lot of people who are, you know, they don't want to get vaccinated, I think it's regardless has changed our entire world. I think people are washing their hands more often. They're cleaning.
Thank God.
They're cleaning surfaces. You know, it's like I can't tell you the amount of times I've been to a restaurant and have wondered how many people have touched the same ketchup bottle. And now everything is individualized and personalized, and they're bringing you like little, like, you know, cups of condiments and so on. So I think that we live in a cleaner and more sanitized world.
You know, it's thank you. It's
I like that
funny
perspective.
And that's what I was going to say. I went to breakfast with a friend today, and I touched a condiment bottle at the table, and I automatically took my sanitizer and sanitized, and it was like, no big deal,
right.
No big deal. That's how our world has changed,
yeah.
Which is what you just said. So that's what's on our host minds this week. Thank you very much for that. Next, let's catch up with the news from Hollywood and the world of entertainment. We call it Celebrity Hot Topic of the Week. Lisa Lampanelli. She was once an iconic comedic go-to for our community. Her jokes about, remember, lions, tigers, and bears, you know, black men, Asian women, and gay boys. Oh my. Well, let me remind you, Lisa Lampanelli, watch this.
Okay, so you girls judge me if this joke was over the line. Okay. Lady Gaga wants to put out a perfume that smells like sperm and blood. If I want to smell sperm and blood, I'll punch Clay Aiken in the mouth. Oh, 2 thumbs up his ass. Okay, like, all right, okay. So me and Clay actually became like really good friends, but check it out. This can never be on TV, so you're gonna like hear it. Okay. Guess who was the most fucking hated cunt on The Apprentice my year other than me. That freaking incredible hulk of a retard of a Lou Ferrigno. Now, the
My God.
Wow.
Wow. Like, she said like 100 things in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow.
YouTube is probably reviewing us as
Hold up. Let me check this out.
so.
Where can I see this one?
First off, we thank Lisa Lampanelli. My goodness, for our community, we thank her. But where is the gastric bypassed Lisa Lampanelli now? So our celebrity hot topic asks, the queen of mean, Lisa Lampanelli, quits for good. Is this the ultimate reflection of cancel culture? What do y'all think?
It is.
She's stopped.
It is. It's sad. It's a sad reality that we're living in now because everyone gets offended so easily about anything. And comedians now are being taken as though they're delivering the news. Even the news anchors are comedians now. You know, it's like they're not even delivering nightly news anymore. So it's like, where are we going with this where we can't even laugh about anything anymore?
I mean, I think that we're currently in a place where you could, like, as a drag queen, like, you know, we're definitely in the face of being, like, on the borderline of what's comfortable. It's not, I'm a bearded queen, first of all, right? So a lot of people, that's very awkward and uncomfortable as it is. And I think that's where you can still have humor and you could be a little bit rude and be on the edge. And then I think if you don't have what it takes to think on that cusp of where we're changing and the world is evolving and what is appropriate, and we know if you can't figure out how to navigate that, then I think it's like cancel culture is that you not working your brain to make yourself relevant and stay relevant in this new changing world. You always have to reinvent yourself.
You know, Jasmine, I love what you're saying right now because it's about it's the same as being an entrepreneur.
Right.
You know, like during the pandemic, it called for us to be creative. And there was no way we're going to get through this without being creative. You have to evolve, you have to pivot. And being a comedian, and some of the best comedians are the ones who can change with time. You know, you guys, I mean, and even as drag queens, but comedians are basically social professors, right? That's what I think. You know, they're like, they take what's relevant and they make it funny because that's how we all relate. Comedians, that's what they do, is we relate to their materials, however offensive it is. But if it's like now to the point, like we're a little sensitive right now. I think we're a little sensitive right now. We've been through a lot. I think it's just like maybe, you know, also a little empathy from comedians to just chill. It's not, don't change your vibe, but just be tasteful, you know, be tactful. And like you said, you know, like evolve and read your crowd.
But Lisa Lampanelli is so incredible. Like, she's so talented and so smart. I actually made out with her in San Francisco on stage. That's what I did. Back when she was bigger. Back when she was bigger. Big women.
Humble brag. Let's set the conversation about Lisa.
Hold on.
Humble brag.
What happened? What? She's got good taste. Look at me.
Was it big? It was big, Lisa Lampanelli.
It was big. It was before the surgery, yes. And I mean, it was San Francisco, and we had a huge comedy show in a huge amphitheater down in SF. And you know, she grabbed me and made out with me on stage, and I didn't say no, and I didn't let go either.
She good,
you know
like
what I mean?
You
know, like strong,
Like, were you holding each other?
Yeah, like that. And like, you know, like she like cradled me, and like, you know, my leg went up and everything, and like, you know.
I don't know if you know this, but Lisa Lampanelli is a bigger top than me.
And me.
You're a top.
Tony looked at you like, top out, please.
You're a top.
We know you.
Anyway, so I loved her as a comedian. I loved her as a kissing partner. I thought she was fantastic. Now, she's not able to pivot, then I kind of respect the fact that she's going to say goodbye. Dave Chappelle has been attacked so many different times for going after, you know, Asians or trans, and he will come back with another special and address it. You know, that's what a good comedian does. So I feel bad that we're losing her as an amazing comedian, and, you know, the LGBTQ community loves her because we could take a joke. You know, but she's probably doing the right thing then, saying goodbye.
When you make a joke about Clay Aiken, lots of people today don't even know Clay Aiken.
True.
But when you make a joke about Clay Aiken, that if I wanted blood and sperm, I would smack him in the mouth. I mean, that is a genius.
It is brilliant.
I'm curious, as it relates to Lisa Lampanelli, you make a really good point. If she can't pivot in terms of change, like what you've said entrepreneurs would do, So she sits it out. Maybe she comes back later.
Yeah.
Maybe, do you think that there's any issue that she went through gastric? I went through gastric. She's lost a dramatic amount of weight. When I saw this clip, I didn't even recognize her. By the way, Lisa Lampanelli, and I have to say it for gastric, you look beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Beautiful. Do you think part of this change, that the trouble she's going through, is she's no longer the fat girl, and we don't accept the same kind of jokes because she's no longer the fat girl?
Or maybe she's recalibrating. Maybe this is time to take a break and sort of reinvent herself like we're talking about and come back stronger than ever later.
Yeah.
Right.
Like we just need to give her time. I think.
But that could kill your career.
It
In
could.
this day and age,
It
there are
could.
so many comedians out there waiting for your spot. You're going to go take some time off? No lo creo.
Speaking of that, and I wasn't sure I was going to talk about this, but Kathy Griffin made
bag.
a joke of cutting Donald Trump's head off, and that really fundamentally affected her. She's struggling back, but it had a damaging effect. on
Anderson
her.
Cooper is not her bestie anymore after that. I mean, come on.
Yeah, yeah. Is that part of the cancel culture? CNN and Anderson Cooper said, gay guy, said, no, you crossed a line that you can't come back from. What do you think about that?
Yeah, listen, you're gonna get some fire and brimstone out of my mouth right now, okay? But look, that's what the pandemic did, right? The pandemic really caused people to show their true colors, and even in media, those relationships were like, behind closed doors, off camera. Like, what kind of relationship did they have? And everybody was saving their ass at a time. You know what I'm saying? I don't really have a lot of respect for people, and I don't care if you're like. That's the problem, and that's maybe also what the problem is with Lisa Lampanelli, right? She probably is feeling some other kind of pressure, and she just can't deal with that right now. And look, I'm not on TV right now, and it's not because I don't have opportunities to do that. It's because there's a lot of BS that comes with it, and I'm not really necessarily open to that lifestyle if I can't be authentically myself. And so good for Kathy, good for Lisa, and Anderson, please don't be a fake ass bitch.
And stand by your friends, then go to hell.
Okay, but as a comedian, isn't she an actress? I mean, she's playing a role. The reality is that she's married to a white guy.
But I mean,
and
still-
she's always talking about black men and black penis. So I mean, she's playing a role. So just keep on playing the role.
I mean, but still,
And
a lot
just
of
let me clear it
actors.
up, I do love Anderson, but I'm serious, okay? Because I would tell, I would tell all my friends, don't be a fake ass bitch. Like, come on, guys, we have to be better about that.
These days, a lot of actors and actresses are getting persecuted for the roles that they are deciding to take. So same thing as the comedian, And, we all have phones and have the disposal to speak whatever we want. Imagine somebody in her position that totally may take on her mental strength or her, maybe got to a point and it was enough is enough. And she's like, I'm going to bow out gracefully while I still have a name and a respected, brand. And maybe she
my takeaway from this conversation from all of you is, with what we've gone through in pandemic, a pendulum is swung in a different direction, and we hope that the pendulum doesn't swing too far, but we want the pendulum to come back to some normalcy. I think that's what we're talking about here in relation to Lisa Lampanelli.
I'll drink to that.
Cancel culture. All right. Well, interesting conversation about her. And Lisa, again, the LGBTQ community loves you and respects you. And even if you do nothing else, we will always thank you for making us laugh so many times. Well, that is our discussion on entertainment. Next, we report that Happening Out Television Network helps support our LGBTQ community every opportunity we can. An example is the Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church here in Fort Lauderdale. And we are broadcasting right now our kitchen table from our permanent set here in supporting that partnership. The network is broadcasting the largest LGBTQ religious broadcast in the entire world, with more than 30,000 watching every Sunday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, and it's totally live. We encourage you to tune in. Our campaign of sponsorship proudly supports Sunshine Cathedral is my queer church. Watch this.
This is Orlando Gonzalez. I'm the Executive Director of Safeguarding American Values for Everyone, also known as SAVE, and Sunshine Cathedral is my queer church.
Well, we'd also like to thank our set designer, Concepto Modern Living, here in Fort Lauderdale, for making this set in this amazing queer church campus possible. And finally, we would like to thank It's Happening Out hotel sponsor, Best Western I-95 Fort Lauderdale. This is the closest and best choice to the famous Wilton Drive, and our host and guests stay here at this LGBTQ ally partner. We encourage you to stay here when you're visiting South Florida. Well, up next, if we were all standing around the LGBTQ water cooler, this is what we would be talking about this week. We refer to it as the hot topic of the week. Sometimes we forget that the LGBTQ world does not always revolve around us in America. It was 12:01 a.m., April 1st, 2001. Amsterdam's mayor presided over 4 marriage ceremonies. Unusual at the time because 3 of the couples were men. The final couple was women. The Netherlands had decided love was love. And before anyone else did it, the Netherlands was told that they would be the only country in the world to allow such a radical departure to cultural norms. In the next 20 years, more than 30 nations would follow what the Dutch did on that night. And the world seemed not to end. So our hot topic of the week is Holland's 20th anniversary of the world's LGBTQ marriage. But we ask, after 20 years, was it worth it? What do you think?
Was it worth it? Of course. I was like, I thought you were going to throw in a twist there somewhere. I was like, after 20 years, I think, of course it was. And can you imagine that they were told that they would be the first and only, that no one else would follow suit, and then look at us now. I mean, it's incredible. And I saw the news footage of the couples. How cute. They're all still together, all right? None of them fit into their clothes that they wore on their wedding, but... That's amazing what they started.
That's the story that should be told, that they're still together, that love is love after all, after 20 years.
All the couples are together, by the way. One person died, passed of a heart attack.
Oh, no.
But all of them are still together.
What a beautiful story to tell. I'm glad that we're doing this, because it's about time that we celebrate like longevity in LGBT relationships.
Well, listen,
that's not always the case.
This story also is inspiring this new vegan to make this day a day where I eat cheese and chocolate, okay? And I'm just saying, guys, in celebration of this, like in celebration of this is really something for our community to celebrate. Absolutely. I never was in for this idea of marriage, it just wasn't.
Yeah, we've talked about this.
Yeah, I was
times.
like, not doing it.
It was just not your thing.
Not my thing. And then all of a sudden, we were allowed to do it, and it became a possibility. And because of that, I'm with my wife now 7 years. I can't believe it, but we are together now 7 years. And
you've got the best wife ever, because she puts up with your shit.
Oh yeah, and you do too.
I was gonna say.
But being out and gay in my 30s and 20s, I didn't think that would be a possibility, that would be offered to me. So I would go to my straight friends' weddings and all that crap and wear the stupid dresses and never think that I would be that person getting married.
On our mind.
It was just never gonna, never gonna be.
To the point that you make of the historic nature of this, when we reported this anniversary this week at Queer News Tonight, the principal architect of the law in the Netherlands, the parliament member for the Netherlands Parliament, said that the number one thing that was said to him over and over and over again is no one in the world will recognize or follow your lead. So you're doing something no one will do. And he smiled in saying, and since we did this, 30 nations followed us. Right. And by the way, including your country. Isn't that a beautiful story?
That is a beautiful story. Yeah. Listen, I'm still shocked by what you said about you never wanted to necessarily, I've been dreaming about getting married since I was a child. I was that little boy that wanted a wedding. Don't say anything.
You're a girl.
You're a girl. She always says the same thing. But the reality is, I have been dreaming about it always, and I still hope to get married someday. Yeah. And yes, that was a plug to like hit me up.
Grindr, Scruff.
Find me on Facebook. Find me on Scruff. Ignore this one on Scruff, but find me on Scruff. And let's have a conversation.
I'm going to download Scruff now.
Wait,
Sure.
Tony?
Yeah. I never, and, you know, talking about that, you know,
And America, welcome to the dating game. Up tonight, right? Exactly.
That's another
Should have
show.
had us together.
Any objection to the joke, but maybe the serious theme, but the joke that was always made when America accepted LGBTQ marriage rights? The joke was, well, finally, from the straight community, the gay community, the LGBT community gets the same curse that we've always had.
They get miserable.
Yeah. Anybody have
I love that.
I don't know why gay divorce court isn't a thing, because it would be the best TV show
Right?
ever. Can you imagine?
There's a new show for Lisa Lampanelli. She could be the judge.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that would.
But that's
be
also
good.
the reality, right? Like I'm one of the people that worked on the team to bring marriage equality to Florida. 5 years later, I know of so many people that hurried to get married in January of 2015 and now they're divorced.
Yeah.
Right? So that would be a
They
really
didn't
compelling
follow
show.
the Dutch model.
No, not at all. Not at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Let's create something, Cal.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Wait, what are we talking about creating?
Show, Al, a reality
Gay divorce
show.
Divorce court. Gay divorce court.
I was going to say, right after the show, we're going to...
Are you going to be our bridesmaid?
Yeah.
Flower girl.
Patron of honor.
They said there's no such thing as a woman scorn or nothing worse, right? But imagine two queens fighting over the inventory. Oh no. That'll be worse.
You know, it's also interesting to me. So there's that one general joke stereotype about that we get the same thing that the straight community has always got. Also, there has been a lot written that marriage would not be successful in the LGBTQ community, very specifically with gay men, because we were promiscuous and we wanted multiple encounter relationships. And maybe that still exists.
Well,
but
I mean,
listen, every time I see a profile on Tinder or on Scruff that they're married, like I'm like, why are you on here? You already have someone. You're actively, hopefully, still having sex. Like, why are you still looking for more people? I really just don't get it. And maybe I'm antiquated and super traditional.
We'll
but
talk
okay.
offline. I mean, because that would be a whole other like
I was
episode of
kicking Josie under the
IHO.
table.
Okay.
so like I'm
Tony,
definitely.
it's called 2 digits.
So I mean, I'm definitely there with you. Like I've never been one for like the open relationship. I've always wanted to be monogamous with one person. That's my goal. But I have a lot of friends in my straight friends I went to school with who mess around as well. Like it's not selective to just the gay community.
Yeah.
I don't know why that was used as an argument. Like if we're the only ones who that's a thing.
Polyamory
Like,
is
it's not.
trending, is what I heard.
Exactly.
It's just I think we're more open about like most things in our lives. You know, we typically are the ones out of the closet about everything.
Well,
so.
in our hot topic this week, we send salutes to the Netherlands and to the LGBTQ community in the Netherlands, and we mark your anniversary. You are way ahead of everyone else,
Cheers.
and we have followed you. Congratulations.
Where's another shot? I don't know why.
Just bring the bottle.
Where's the bottle? We got this.
I know.
Especially that Amsterdam mayor that said at 12:01 a.m., I'm going to do it first.
Right.
Marrying
That's
men
beautiful.
and women.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Love is love.
Love is love.
I want to do this.
Yeah, all right.
So
Did you enjoy that?
I did. I
You
enjoyed it
Okay.
immensely.
Now, never touch that again. All right. Next up, there was lots of silly and important headlines in the news this week, so how about a lightning round about them? Let's discuss this in our segment we call Saved by the Bell. But there's a twist, and I'm getting ready to do it now. We are only going to discuss each of these topics for 1 minute, and at the end of the minute, guess what you're going to hear, Faye?
no.
Do it. You're going to hear
Yes.
that bell to
It's
stop,
satisfying.
move on. Yes, it is. It's almost like a climax. Ooh.
Scott, come on now. Get started,
Exactly.
please.
I'm just gonna pick it up and chuck
All
it
right,
across the room.
fine. Right.
It's going to happen.
Right,
That's happened on this
exactly.
set before.
It has happened on this set before. All right, here we go. Religious freedom versus LGBTQ healthcare rights. Well, Arkansas made a decision this week in the state legislature, and it was signed by the governor. Saved by the bell. Saved by the bell. Headline number 1. Arkansas now legally protects medical workers to refuse treating LGBTQ even if they're in emergency crisis.
Let Tony start. He's about to burst.
No, this just makes me so angry. This makes me so angry that you can have laws that discriminate to the point that someone can potentially die or suffer through something awful because of someone's prejudice, right? Like, that makes no sense. And thank you for noticing that I was about to explode.
I mean, when you go to medical school and become a doctor or nurse, isn't there like an oath that you take?
The Hippocratic
that you're going to
this law
take care of people?
supersedes that.
But like, then what's the purpose of working in that field if that is the purpose? Like, we want people who are wanting to heal the sick and take care. And like, you're gonna pick and choose when you're gonna want that to apply. Like,
it's disgusting. It reminds me back in the 80s and during the AIDS crisis, where there were nurses that wouldn't go in and help our brothers and sisters that were suffering. I mean, that's just gross.
And then we covered this in Q News with Al, and Al had mentioned, you know, it's the same thing as going back 30, 40, 50 years ago and replacing LGBT with black.
Yes.
Right.
And it's the exact same thing.
Absolutely.
And history is repeating itself, and we're heading down that same dangerous path.
Soon it'll be Asian.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, it's a sad day. Arkansas and Tennessee, by the way. Shame on both of you.
Yeah.
Shame on both of you. First, it was Georgia in voter suppression. Then Texas. Well, now it seems that Governor Ronnie DeSantis and the Sunshine State that we live in wants to get in on the act to restrict even water. Hint, it's hot in Florida, by the way. Saved by the Bell headline number 2. Florida is considering joining Georgia in voters' rights restrictions. In other words, don't let them eat cake. What do y'all think? Voter restriction laws in Florida.
So explain this to me. So if you're waiting to vote and you're out in the hot sun, it's South Florida, it's 100 degrees on a Tuesday afternoon, they can't give you water. You just pass out there.
The words are suffer.
You need to leave and get back in line.
Absolutely. Anything to keep
Bring
people
your own
from
water.
voting.
Right.
Anything for keeping people to represent themselves and their communities.
So what's the logic? They're going to buy your vote with a
You'll
food
get
truck
out
and
of-
water?
No, you'll get out of the line. And not
Or if you know that it's going to take you 6 hours to vote, you won't go and
You
vote.
won't go. Absolutely.
Exactly.
And or now our educational campaigns have to look more like, okay, guys, be prepared. Bring your
Pack your lunch.
pack your lunch, bring your bottles of water, and we just have to change our messaging. I mean, this is what it is. This is we're in the middle of a war right now, and this is what it is. The Republicans want to suppress the votes because they know that folks we're done.
We're done.
We're done.
We're
And
done.
people are coming out in numbers, and we saw that in this last election. So, Ron DeSantis, good luck, brother.
Good luck.
Good luck to you. All right. First, the Catholic Church says we are a sin. That's what the Pope said this last week. Then we find out that more than half of all priests are gay. Now we really find out what they really think about our very lives. Saved by the Bell headline number 3. The Catholic Church opposed the expansion of the suicide hotline because it supported LGBTQ. What do you think?
Well, what I hear by these things, I know that everyone we can choose to be like angry about it, or we can choose to do something about it, and that's how I look. I go, you know what? You want to give up your control over the suicide hotline? Great. Hey, LGBT, that's a call to action for our leadership to go. What are we going to do to organize and pick up the load? And I get that, there's obviously a bigger conversation behind it, but I see these as opportunities for us to take our own lives and our own community in our hands and forget about it. Stop putting ourselves at the mercy of anyone else who, on a whim, may choose not to support our community anymore. Forget about that, and we as a community need to really understand where we're putting our monies and consciously put our money where our community is, period.
Preach, Josie, preach!
Absolutely. All right.
I want to touch that after her.
Got it.
Exactly. Chef Josie for mayor. Alan Turing. Remember that name? Yes. Well, Alan Turing was the English code breaker that is largely credited for saving the free world from Hitler and the Nazis. Then the British found out he was gay and had him chemically castrated. But the hero recognition finally comes. This week, Saved by the Bell headline number 4, the World War II hero gay icon Alan Turing is finally the face of the 50-pound note. What do you think about that?
Is he still alive?
No.
Oh, yeah, no, I didn't think so. I think this is great, right? It's awful that this kind of recognition is happening when the man is long gone, right?
What
It
they
should have
did to
happened
him,
years ago.
my God,
And after
yeah.
what they did to him, absolutely. But I think this kind of reverence for gay icons now is absolutely necessary. And other people, other countries should take note and do the same thing.
Yeah, we should
There's
put
a lot of us.
We should put Billy Porter on our next 20.
Or Faye.
Ain't we still trying
Maybe
to
it's
get
Faye
like
what on 100?
black representation on the 20? How long has that been a conversation?
Harriet Tubman.
We've been talking
right?
about this for
That's true.
years, and it takes forever for us to get anything done.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see, once again, it's another country. Like, what's wrong with us? Why is it taking us so long to do all these things, and repeatedly we're being outdone by the people who are supposedly less than us, and they're showing us how to treat their people.
And think
Good
about
point.
the amount of LGBTQ people in our history, presidents, first ladies, maybe, athletes, people that we don't even think of that have lived, had an amazing life, and are now gone.
Interesting. All right. Well, a celebrity and their Airbnb homes, a match made in heaven. So this week we were intrigued when RuPaul's Drag Race Willem placed his home in to the pool. That, by the way, is a new meaning for a location where this boy is a bottom. Saved by the Bell headline number 5. You don't know that song?
No.
I'll play
I
it
know
for
the
you
song.
later.
I don't know. I don't know the reference.
We're gonna
to
read
the
it.
pool.
I got you.
get that.
I was about to say, I was feeling attacked.
Right.
Can't relate.
Okay.
Don't let the wig fool you.
No, but he's like
And
telling his stuff.
Willem on Scruff.
Is there a commercial break soon?
Right. All right. I got to move on. Saved by the Bell headline number 5. Would you rent Willem's Palm Springs home on Airbnb?
Yes.
Now you can.
Yes, listen, it's $550 a night, right? I mean, again, the price fluctuates, but there's a whole room of drag stuff that you could try on and play with and everything.
Oh my God,
There's like
that's
8
fun.
rooms and like 9 bathrooms. Hell to the yeah! I'd
First
rent
of all, what's the cleaning fee? Because
Oh,
these
Lord.
rates are ridiculous on
How?
Airbnb, so I can't imagine what that's going to be.
First of all, you said celebrity, then you said Willem, so I'm confused.
Oh,
kidding.
shade!
I love Willem.
Wow.
But also in
What
this
is
drag
that?
closet, ain't nothing in there gonna fit me, so I have another whole other issue there. So I can't even enjoy that. I'm gonna have to like snatch a wig or something, but I'm kidding.
I'm just going to let y'all run. Go ahead.
I love Willem. She tagged my car, that heifer. It's another story for another day.
I had Willem on many of the RuPaul cruises, and until she was on stage and pushed a bottle up a hole that should never have a bottle, a beer bottle, a hole. What?
Were you really surprised?
Wait, well, I was surprised she could do it.
I wish I was wearing pearls to clutch.
God, right?
Let
Yeah.
me go with my purse. I
I
got
got excited.
I was sitting next to the captain. I was clutching my pearls, I assure you. All right, we love Willem. Yeah. We love Willem. All right, just when you thought it couldn't get any worse for tiger-loving Joe Exotic, there is no love in the air. Saved by the Bell, headline number 6. Tiger King's Joe Exotic. No pardon, no support, and now no husband.
Oh yeah, this was his 4th husband, guys.
Know
He
that.
picks up these twinks, he fixes their teeth and gives them drugs and then marries them. All right, some just die by mistake or shoot themselves in the head. I mean, come on.
Oh my
Of course,
God.
this guy was gonna dump him and divorce him.
But isn't he still in jail?
Yes.
So he hasn't moved on by now?
Ay, cow.
The child's divorcing Joe.
Oh, the child is divorcing Joe.
Yes.
Okay. I'm sure Joe is a wife to someone in jail not by this point.
That's what I was thinking.
Right?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Did that him keep the eyebrow ring though? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Is it still dangling by his
No
jaw?
pardon, no television show, no support,
No.
No
And
friend.
no husband.
friends,
No husband.
husbands.
Could you imagine?
No, wait. Cal was saying he was looking for a date.
He's trying to hook us up, Cal. It's been happening for the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So I feel it.
Ring the bell.
All right. We just knew it. We just knew it. every gay boy is really a mama's boy at heart.
Oh, yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. I'm the poster child for that.
totally is.
Absolutely.
And we couldn't be happier about it. Saved by the Bell, headline number 7. Eventually, it happens to all of us. Schitt's Creek, Dan Levy moves back in with his parents. What do y'all think? Moving back in.
Well, I can't believe it's been a year since the series finale, and I absolutely love the show, but it's also we have to think about us moving back with our parents is different from him moving back to his parents, because I'm sure he's at a different wing of their estate in Beverly Hills.
Yeah, right. Like
so,
exactly.
I'm sure
I
it
guess
wasn't
the novelty
for a need
is
of
just-
money either.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, his parents are so cool. I mean, I wouldn't
Right.
mind like
With your-
moving back
Would
with
you
your
live
parents.
with your parents?
Yeah, absolutely. I could.
My mother lives
yeah.
with me, guys. Okay, so you know.
My mom
quiet
loves
on that
me. Like, I'm the first child, first grandchild. Like, I don't have to do a thing.
Do you have siblings?
Yeah.
And you think you're the favorite?
First of kin.
I went away to college. And when I finished college, I went back home. And I was with my parents for 60 days, and I thought literally I was just going to have to do something horrible. I was going to appear in a Lifetime movie or something.
Yeah,
no, I
breaks.
couldn't.
Like we've talked about this, but I can do it in breaks, right? Like I can be there for a week and then I have to go for 4 or 5 days and then maybe come back.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, we hope it works out well for you. Finally tonight, we're the LGBTQ community. What does that mean? Oh, I remember now. Let's have sex and relationships. Let's play another game. Our game asks, who would you do, why you do it, and most importantly of all, what would you do, to 3 different interesting people. Tonight, it's our game, Shag, Marry, Chop. And our theme is, what started this weekend? Play balls! Oh, wait, they might say play balls.
Play ball.
Not sure.
Play ball.
Oh, I'm totally
America's
taking you to a game.
pastime, right? Baseball begins, and let's see who gets the first pitch. So, this week, we are going to play with, here we go, Chris Bryant. You can see the picture there. And we are also going to play with Cody Bellinger. Oh, he's so cute. And last but certainly not least, JD Martinez.
Nice.
So let's play Shag, Marry, Chop.
This is why gay marriages don't work.
Yes, exactly.
See, all the above.
All the above.
They're not playing Shag, Marry, Chop in the Netherlands.
No.
That's why they have a
No, they're not. They're not.
That's why they've been together for 20 years.
All right, so thanks. Who are you,
So
Shag?
I am gonna shag Chris Bryant. That great smile. I mean, it's just super, super cute. So I'm gonna shag him, and I'm gonna
He's also holding a big bat.
a big bat.
If you look at
a
the
nice big bat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Says the lesbian.
Nice. Okay. And I'm gonna marry Julio Daniel Martinez because he is just rico. JD Martinez. He is just super cute. And since I also get to sleep with him because I'll be married to him, then perfect, right? And I'm gonna chop Cody Bellinger because I would never ever do anything with anybody named Cody.
Yeah.
Who has the biggest contract?
And he went right to the money, Tony. You're out.
If I'm gonna marry you, I need to know what
kind of
what-
financial
what's your
future we have
portfolio?
together.
What's
your portfolio?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
God, there's
What
so
kind of
much
security are we
How are you
talking about?
diversified?
What kind of
Yeah.
vacation are we
Other
planning?
positions?
Yes.
Like no one's saying whether they're pitchers or catchers.
I'm sure
Oh,
we're
that's a
gonna get
good
into
point.
That. Pitchers or catchers, and also maybe what cities they're playing in. That might play into it. Chef Josie, who are you going to shag?
Let me get it. All right, so I am totally
The top.
yeah, no.
Top. Which is the
No, in this situation, I'm not going to be the top, and I'm going to totally like do a one-night stand shag with Cody. I think he is a pitcher because I think so. That's what he looks like.
Okay.
And he also looks like he's probably not the most popular guy on the team, so he has something to prove. You know what I mean?
Overachiever.
Yeah. You know, Chris probably has pussy in his face all day long, you know what I mean? And so like I'm not gonna go there, you know?
Ew.
And then I'm gonna marry JD as well. Not because he plays for Boston, but because his last name is Martinez. So that means he's a Latino. So that means he's probably sexy. And he's really sexy. He has a cute little smile like Chris, but he's Latino. So I go with the
Okay.
Latino, period.
Yeah.
And Chris, like I said, you probably have too much pussy in your face than you are already, so you're getting chopped.
okay.
Right.
Mr. Lima, who are you?
You know,
shagging?
it's funny, but Josie and I have a lot in common in this situation. I think I would absolutely Shag, JD Martinez, because he's Latino and he's probably hot in bed. Probably hot in bed completely. And look at that smile. He's gorgeous.
I mean, it's
I
cute.
would probably marry Cody because he looks like the nicest guy there. Like, I mean, I don't know their lives. Or he's like a nice guy. And white guys are generally like good husbands, I hear.
They have good
so
credit.
I'm like,
They have good credit.
they have
Cal.
good credit. It's all about the money.
It's all about the money with Cal.
And with Chris Bryant, like he probably gets pussy all the time or whatever.
What are you into,
Like,
right?
I don't want him. No, chop his ass. No.
Exactly. And can I say before we start? No, of course we're only playing a game. Can you imagine these three boys as they watch this as Jasmine Price Lords begin to discuss this?
Yes.
I think you were going to say something
Shag.
else.
I just want to be clear, don't let this wig fool you. I'm not the bottom.
I am not the bottom. Yes.
Right. So, I mean, I would definitely probably like to play with and shag Mr. Bryant. The way he holds that bat real firm, I feel like he'll have a good grasp of things. And then JD Martinez's little flick of the wrist, which I kind of like in a man, so I would probably marry him. And Cody looks like he smokes cigarettes, and I don't know if I could deal with that.
That's a
Yeah,
good
he has
I
point.
feel you on that one.
He's the one whose teeth isn't showing. He's like, I don't know. Yeah, no thanks.
Wait, so the wrist thing, is that because you think
He's
JD
like,
Martinez is a
look how
catcher?
Bryant is holding the bat. He's like,
He's like,
the other one's like,
Yeah.
ooh, ooh, right. And I like that, so we can get married. we're not gonna be sword fighting.
All right, so now we're getting ready to do the T. Rowe Price financial assessment. Shag
Clearly.
Shop.
My
Cal,
God.
tell us who you are shagging.
Well, I'm going to go the opposite direction. I'm just going to automatically chop JD Martinez.
Really?
Yes,
Why?
because I think he looks like he's one game away from an injury. And
Oh my God, Cal.
I'm definitely going to
hard.
I'm definitely going to shag Cody because he looks like a bad boy, and I think that'd be amazing. And marry Chris because that smile is gorgeous, and we'll take amazing photos together.
Okay. Oh, all right.
All right, Cal.
Who makes the most money, Cal?
I don't know, but I can Google it really quickly.
You know,
Surprised you did it.
I bet Chris.
I don't know, but I'm gonna.
Well, only one of them is wearing a gold chain, so.
The Dodgers has the second highest payroll in
one.
baseball.
Yeah.
Los Angeles market.
Chicago.
I'm pretty sure it's
Yeah.
Bellinger.
Chicago.
All right, well,
loses,
that's
don't they?
our game, Shag, Marry, Chop. I learned a lot about all of you, and mostly I didn't like anything.
There's no crime in baseball.
No crying in
No one
baseball.
blames.
Yeah.
All right, before we end the show, let me introduce you to one of our principal sponsors, and that's Jet's Pizza. And I'm holding Jet's Pizza up here.
Yummy.
This is the
Pepperoni
little
cauliflower?
mini cauliflower pepperoni.
Yum.
It's delicious. Jet's is all over South Florida, and there's other locations. This is Detroit-style pizza. And when you come down here, you've got to have Jet's. And after the show tonight, we're all getting ready to enjoy it. And we
Yum.
thank them for
It smells
sponsors
so good.
of It's Happening Out. Well, that is it, South Florida and America. Another week with you and the world's first and most popular LGBTQ talk show in the world. Before we sign off, let's hear from our host one final good night. And let's begin with Faye What?
Hey, what? So I'm so happy to be around this table with all you guys. You guys are family. I love you. I can smell Tony's Victoria's Secret perfume from here. I love it. So make sure you catch me on Monday and Wednesdays when I'm doing Queer News Tonight with white privilege here, Mr. Al Ferguson. And on
Wow.
Wednesdays here for It's Happening Out with all
Hardcore.
of you. You know, Josie, I'd love to see your face across the table and not have to see you on screen. I love you. Happening Out That Travel is also an incredible show. It's time to travel, get vaccinated, and travel with me and Mr. David Hopkins. And UCTV is on Thursdays. What else? And that's it. Thank you so much. And this is so great to have all you guys around this table like this. Like, it's totally different.
Tonight at Queer News Tonight, Darren Lowley, our executive producer at Happening Out Television, did an anchor seat with Faye and I. And right after the show, I asked him about instituting a new lesbian clause. And I'll find out right after the show where we are on that status.
No, Josie, help.
And speaking of that, a good night message from Chef Josie.
All right. Well, you listen. Nice to see you again, Cal,
Yes.
and all my friends here at the table. This is like so exciting to be back, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who's watching, and thank you for joining us here at this table and having conversation. This is where we make magic happen, and we do that every single Wednesday night. And if you don't see us, well, you don't see me here on Wednesday night, you can come by my restaurant, Bubbles and Pearls, here in Wilton Manors. You can catch me at Hunter's on Monday nights on the 1s and 2s and sing it up at the end of the night. And then now my new residency at Cubs, a speakeasy right here in Wilton Manors. Anyways, I'm having fun. Come have fun with me.
Gosh, that's the important.
Yeah, I'm having fun. And you guys take care of yourself. Be safe out there and stay vigilant.
Yeah, and if you can't say what Chef Josie just said, you're not having fun, make a change, because that's what you need to do. And a good night from Tony Lima.
Yes, I'm also so excited to be here with all of these people. What a great cast for tonight. What great conversation. So thank you for the opportunity to be here. Remember to watch Queer News Tonight every night, especially on Tuesdays when I'm on, not on Mondays or Wednesdays. Ignore those nights altogether, because it's not Victoria's Secret.
There's no news on Monday or
There's
Wednesday.
nothing, we go dark, so remember that. But what I do want to revisit my message from earlier: get your vaccine. Do the research, read up, educate yourself. Don't listen to hearsay. Don't let politics drive this. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself so we can all look forward to a better tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. And a good night message. First time host at It's Happening Out from the iconic House of Lords, Jasmine Price Lords. You did great tonight.
Why, thank you. I'd like to say thank you for creating this platform and uplifting our community and giving so many people in our community a voice and an ability to speak and share their gifts. You're doing more than you know, I'm sure, for the world, and you probably even realize. And then also, thank you for having me here. Make sure if you want to come see some more of me, you can see me at Alibi on Saturdays. We're doing a new night for the 70s, 80s, and 90s. I love Beyonce, I love Ari, but I'm tired of those whole songs. We're taking it back. We're having fun doing a lot of really cool stuff. So come on out. It's a great time from 8 to 10 at Alibi. We'll
Absolutely. And we're
shaking it down.
We're thrilled that you were here. And by the way, at the end of the show, please read the disclaimer clause in our closing credits very carefully, that the executive producers and the association with the show have no association with any of the Willem words that came out of anyone's mouth tonight at It's Happening Out.
You tagged my car. It's okay. Yeah, they're coming.
And It's Happening Out. We're very proud of all of the representation that we have, and a good night from somebody that represents our community in a very specific and different way, beautifully. First time ever at It's Happening Out, Cal Gajraj.
Thank you so much. I'm really excited to be here. First time on this show, regular on Q News, and I did Gay Town Hall last week, so I'm excited to make my way through the network and to be here with all of you guys, because I think this is an amazing representation of diversity, equity, and inclusion. I don't think we can get any more diverse than how we are here, but this is a beautiful thing. And to be sitting at the table with all of you guys, instead of being remote sometimes and being at a distance, we get to interact with each other. It's really nice.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with you. We love our bars. We love Grindr, but we're more than that.
We're more than that.
We're also Scruff.
Yeah, exactly. Scruff. I've got to look at Scruff up here. All right, I will. I surrender. I will. All right. So, is what you watched tonight important to you? You sat right here at the LGBTQ kitchen table right along with all of us. And remember, we're here every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. live. You heard unedited conversation here right along with us around this kitchen table. We're here every week at 8 p.m. And remember, if it's important to you, it's happening out. Good night.